What is going on, we back at it again. Another reaction video type beat. You feel me? I don't know. I just feel like, trying to find like a nice little cool discussion video on the cool. You feel me? About Superman. Since I recently watched it. And I couldn't watch videos when they first came out, because I didn't watch the movie yet. But we got, could DCU Superman solo the Avengers? We going cinematic, you know what I'm saying, cinematic shit, you know what I mean? I want to say no, because it's his first outing, and then we got the MCU, like 10 plus years of content, you feel me? So yeah, also the videos about our boy, you know what I'm saying, yeah, Zupa, you know what I'm saying, go subscribe to him, man. Road to 3K to him, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. I want to give it to the MCU, just because they have more of a longer history. Like, this is like their second movie. Technically their second, because they count Blue Beetle. Just making sure. But anyway, hit the video up, the like, comment down below, subscribe. Again, with 3K, not subscribe. Same for everybody on Patreon, Twitch, and the camera channel, link in the description down below. It's got the Zupa, give brother 3K, you know what I'm saying? He on the road just like me, you feel me? But anyway, without further ado, let's dive on in. This could be interesting. Who y'all got? He could surprise me, but let's see. My fucking video.
With the DCU's rendition of Superman,
bro, they always play this shit, bro. I'm so tired. Even though it's a cool goddamn shot, I'm tired of seeing this shit. The trailers burnt me out on this shit, bro.
Finally hitting the silver screen, the Man of Steel's image has not seen a spike of popularity like this in a long time.
True.
Much to the chagrin of delusional Snyder bros.
No.
Oh Lord, don't remember this shit. Don't remember this shit.
Bros.
Hey.
No.
I still fuck with this movie though. This was one of my Man of Steel. I love it.
No.
That shit though. That Batman v Superman shit. This, hell yeah. I fuck with this too, man. That theater shit, theatrical release, sweet baby Jesus.
With this newfound and hopefully continual success, I thought,
hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some people, they do dick riot, Zack Snyder, you know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them. I am not. Even though I love his work, you know what I'm saying? What he did, I wish he could have finished, because the only bad one, low key, was v Superman, rightfully so. Rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Now compare the theatrical release of Justice League to the Snyderverse, the Snyder cut, night and day difference. But I wish he could have finished though. But yeah. But I still, I'm still standing on what I said about this movie and this film, and like what I said in the last video. It was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. It wasn't the worst thing I seen though. It was not the worst thing I seen. I know some people say it probably was. Right, they're right to their opinion. Some people probably overglazed this movie too. On top of that, overglazed this damn movie. But yeah, it was still a cool movie. I could still watch it again if I wanted to.
we compare him with the star team of the MCU, the Avengers.
Hey,
The Avengers are no strangers to powerhouses. You know them all, and so do I.
Mm-hmm.
But after just one film, the DCU's rendition of Superman has more than proven himself to be a force to be reckoned with. So could the Avengers, as they're seen in Endgame, defeat him? This
we're
will
going
contain
Endgame?
spoilers for
Ooh.
Superman, so if you haven't watched the movie, please go see it, then come back to watch the rest of this
No.
video.
Dead ass, bro. You know how many videos came out about this damn movie that I could not watch because I ain't watched the movie? Boy, this shot was so hard, bro. When that nigga came out the shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, this movie has some W shots. I'm gonna stand on that shit, and I do like the Superman thing. I know some people don't like it. I do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know people I say it's a cheap knockoff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all right to y'all opinion. I still fuck with it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I still fuck with it. Shit, I think even our boy from RDC, man, Cashman and Mark, was like, he seen the movie, he was like, eh, you feel me? He was like, it's alright. You know what I mean? But yeah, because I feel like this movie could have been more. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It's out.
For this, I'll primarily be focusing on the films for stats and feats, but take comics and soft
Let me stop pausing, because if I keep pausing, it's gonna turn into a 40-minute video.
As for the Avengers, as stated, this
Cinema.
will be the team as they were in the final fight with Thanos in Endgame.
Cinema.
Just pretend Thanos and his army are replaced by only Superman. Because of this, neither know a thing about each other's abilities, weaknesses, etc.
That nigga
Each member
getting
will have
jumped.
access to their powers and gear as seen up to this point.
That nigga
However,
getting
if
jumped.
they show new abilities in later projects without gaining any sort of boost or upgrade beforehand, I will count as an ability they'll have for this matchup. Lastly, and most importantly, power scaling the Avengers and especially Superman is always a headache and an iffy discussion. I'll do my best here, but people are going to disagree with me even if I describe what's blatantly shown on the screen. So all I ask is you at least keep it respectful in the comments. With that out of the way, let's get to it. Yeah, not everyone is surviving this, so let's just get...
No, dead ass. You right though. He not. I ain't gonna lie. This had to been so much fun to be on set for this moment, bro. This had to been so fun and so cool, man. Oh God. Except this nigga. Except this nigga, bro. If this was Savage Hulk, it would have been all the more better, bro. Cause see, Savage Hulk would have won that run back with that nigga, bro. I'm surprised we didn't get a rematch between Hulk and Thanos, man. Oh my God. And nigga, why you going after old Cole Obsidian instead of Thanos? The hell?
them out of the way. Hawkeye, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Folded.
and all the armies are not making it.
Facts.
They're candid fodder. Honorable mentions are Valkyrie, Black Panther, and
They got W Tech, but they're not making it, bro. One hit, that's it. One hit, that is it.
Spider-Man. Valkyrie slashes through a Leviathan, which we'll see later is pretty impressive. But that's really about it for her. T'Challa's suit could protect him from becoming paste, but he can be knocked out if you exert more force in a punch than his suit can absorb.
CTE.
Spider-Man could likely evade Superman and possibly survive attacks since he'll be in the Iron Spider. But he's not damaging Superman.
Not
At
in the
best,
slightest.
He can help distract him. Now, on to the real contenders.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Support. Like you doing the damn games.
Start than the man who's...
Or every time I see that nigga on another team, I just pray to God that nigga ass. Even on my team, I see a Spider-Man, I'm like, bro, why, bro? Like, why, bro? You better be good, bro. You not good, get off that nigga, bro. I swear to God. Speaking of Marvel, that's what I wanted to say too, bro. I did not get into that fucking beta about with Tokon. I'm so tight. I wanted to play that shit so bad. I didn't get into the beta. Oh my God. Hopefully there's another one soon, bro. I might try to get in that hole.
Started it all. Going into this, I was expecting to put him into the dead on arrival category, but
I was just watching Max. I was just watching Max play that shit. Max was playing that bitch non-stop, bro. I was just watching Max, bro.
While Tony isn't the fastest Avenger, he makes up for this with an AI that can fight and react for him. While he did lose his fight with Cap and Bucky despite this, that was both due to being outnumbered and because that armor wasn't designed for combat. But his earlier suits, like the Mark 6, are able to fire dual lasers that easily slice through Whiplash's drones. Both are stated to fire at temperatures of 200 petawatts, or 2 exajoules. Being shot for 5 seconds, this is an astonishing level of heat and energy. This is a double-edged sword though, as it quickly drains most of his suit's power. So by the time we get to Infinity War, we see Tony use the laser to slice through the metal of a Q ship, where before it couldn't slice through a Worm Thing's armor before his suit ran out of power.
Oh wow.
We will lose power before we penetrate that shell.
That's crazy. I didn't even peep game on that.
Even hotter levels and by extension longer set at 200 petawatts. His nanotech is its own degree of broken, as it's strong enough to keep Thanos from closing his fingers. The same fingers that pierce the vibranium in Vision's forehead like tinfoil. It's also shown a level of endurance so high it could withstand a beam from the Power Stone, which we
That's
saw
what I'm saying. Like they get one hit, that's it. But they got that tech though.
Entire planets in seconds. And to anyone who doubts this feat, we see his nanotech consistently allows people to wield Infinity Stones, which just holding one barehanded could kill or banish you. When Banner undoes the blip, the gauntlet and his arm take the same amount of damage as Thanos in the Uru gauntlet after the first snap, with enough endurance left for another one, proving this would be possible. However, we can assume this pushed the suit to its absolute limits as we see Tony running low on nanobots not long after. It's also worth mentioning that Tony will have help from Pepper and Rhodey, and we see in nobody's favorite scene that the rest of the suit is able to explode a bit of...
Bro, like no one, that's crazy that no one cares about that scene. The fact that he even said that shit is crazy. Like, Like, why? Like, that was forced. Like, we already had the big scene where when everybody came together. You know what I mean? So, like, why do this? You don't. This was uncalled for. This could have been cool for some other shit. This whole scene right here, we could have seen Hulk probably go against Thanos again. You know what I mean? We could have seen some other cool shit besides this. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Armor off an Air Glizzy's body, showing she's at least comparable to Endgame Tony in terms of firepower.
He shot that shit for real.
By Avengers 1, it's safe to assume Hulk was the most powerful member on the team in terms of raw strength. With just one punch, he stopped a behemoth bratwurst and dented the armor on its face. Assuming this thing weighs around 1,200 tons, flying at around 30 miles per hour, and taking into account that not even a 200 petawatt laser could pierce its shell after being shot for an approximate minimum of 10 seconds, I kid you not, Hulk's fist would have to be delivering a punch well beyond city level. Almost 9.5 SAR bombas. Just to dent this armor, Hulk's fist would be strong enough to absolutely annihilate a city 10 times over. That's a level of striking force that'll earn you Saitama's respect. And for lifting
Hulk smash!
Both arms to hold his one fist back, I guess. Later, after spending years on Sakaar, Hulk still couldn't find anybody to push his limits even from the strongest champions the universe had to offer. Even Thor was at about the same level as him until the Odin Force awakened and gave him an edge. After going with Thor to Asgard, he stood his own against Fenris, Hela's pet she labeled True Power. Right after calling
I want that dog, that wolf.
And an Infinity Stone, not bad. The Casket of Winters is shown to freeze an entire planet's surface instantly, which would make it multi-continental
well, she said not bad.
Planetary in terms of power. And again, compared to Fenris, Hela considers this weak. But most impressive, in my opinion, was when Hulk leapt up to Surtur, powered by the Eternal Flame, and knocked him back. This same deity shrugged off Hela's best attacks and killed her with just one slam of his sword.
Crazy.
While this might not seem impressive at first glance as Hulk...
Bye, Hela, baby girl!
Hela giving it her all didn't do much better.
Damn.
However, since Hulk relies on brute force and isn't well versed in combat, he can be beaten by hitting pressure points and over...
Bro, this shit? This? The first 5 minutes of the damn movie, bro. We seen Hulk getting pieced up, bro. Getting broken down like a fraction, bro. Oh my god, bro. Straight hands.
Overwhelmed by someone
bro, getting comboed, bro.
This is how Thanos easily beat him in Infinity War. Lastly, and most damningly, Hulk for this matchup isn't the savage.
Oh, you know what? I hope Thanos gonna be in Marvel's Tolkien.
In control of the Hulk's body, with one arm crippled after undoing the snap.
I hope, bro. And Scarlet Witch, man.
You might have picked up on this since he wasn't in the Dead on Arrival category, but Steve will have access to Mjolnir when facing Superman.
You goddamn right.
This means he'll have the power of Thor granted to him like what happened with Dr. Jane Foster. Starting off with his combat prowess, Steve Rogers is one of the best fighters in the DCU. With just one hand tied, he fought a group of agents in an elevator and still won.
Crazy.
With Natasha's help, he held up Proxima Midnight, the best combatant in the Black Order, and still won. With Bucky's help, he fought Iron Man while he was adapting to his combative moves and still won. He's a tactical genius, single-handedly turning the tides against Hydra and fighting off multiple alien armies. He usually outmaneuvers and holds his own against opponents leagues more powerful than them, like Spider-Man and Ultron, because of this. With Mjolnir and the power of Thor, he truly becomes a formidable force to be reckoned with. By Thor's first film, we're told by Odin that the hammer is a weapon with no equal. This is while the Casket of Winters is chilling in his basement. Pun intended. This adds up as a few hours later, Thor unleashed a bolt of lightning that shook the entire planet of Jotunheim and cratered a good chunk of the planet's surface. The novel adaptation stating its size to be...
What? You know what's crazy? I never knew they had shit like this. I know they had, like, you know, books and shit. Like a tie-in thing, like to give like more detail. Then I should expected that because even Star Wars had that shit. Like for you know the films, like Episode 3 had a book and whatnot, a novelization or some shit, right? Damn. Okay. Think of the Grand Canyon times 100 for a side. What the? That nigga did, and it did. Oh my god. Hold on, bro. See, this was early Marvel days, bro. Cause see, I wish they would have zoomed out and we seen the planet, the surface of the planet. Oh, and seen that shit. That would have been cool. Nigga, what?
100 times larger in the Grand Canyon, or 27,700 miles when measured by length.
That's
and runs
crazy
so deep you can
work.
see space to the other side of the planet. This is a hole almost 3 times the size of Earth's diameter. To do
Damn.
this, Thor would need to unleash 27,900 gigatons of TNT. Granted, the planet is primarily made of layers of ice, which isn't the same as smashing apart stone.
True.
But this still isn't anything to scoff at either.
Yeah.
On a lesser note, with help from Tony, he was able to smash Sokovia into rubble. The island being about 2 kilometers wide, this is calculated to require about 163.4 gigatons of TNT. And don't forget, at worst, Steve now has the strength to hold back Avengers 1 Hulk, with the potential of being even stronger. The hammer's
Crazy
speed
work.
varies, but its best feat was when it traveled from the exosphere back to Earth in about 4 to 5 seconds, ranging from Mach 962 to Mach 9000.
Mjolnir was fucking moving in this movie, bro.
Shield is without a doubt going to be one of the most durable things on this battlefield. By his first movie, we saw it deflecting blasts from an Infinity Stone, which would normally vaporize anything it came in contact with. It's also consistently taken and reflected blows from Mjolnir.
Yep.
Very likely not the same level of devastation we saw in Jotunheim, but still worth mentioning. More impressively is when Ultron's final body got blasted by Vision's beam for about 20 seconds, with help from Thor's lightning and Tony's repulsor blast. And at best, it made the vibranium plating fall off.
Ooh, imagine Vision in Marvel Rivals. You know, him and Wanda gotta have a team up. I don't know what it's gonna be, but hey.
Considering a healthy Vision's beam can instantly slice through Thanos like hot butter when he can take Odin Force Thor's lightning, this would easily put vibranium's melting point in kinetic absorption well beyond planetary. Taking this a step further with T'Challa's vibranium fabric and Cap's wings, we see it endure 28
It's like the best part of this whole that whole fucking movie, bro.
Absorbing that kinetic energy before reaching a tipping point. Assuming Thunderbolt Ross,
Like this whole final act was the best part of this whole damn movie, bro.
Strong enough to crack vibranium, and that in his bloodlust, each blow he delivered was on par with the Space Cow punch. This, on a low end, would put vibranium's durability beyond 56 billion gigajoules of kinetic energy, and at most 111 million, the equivalent of 266 SR bombas. This sounds insane, I know. I triple-checked the calculations to make sure this was right. And trust me, this is about to make sense.
Okay, keep
While
going.
not the strongest Avenger, Carol Danvers does have plenty of overlooked feats leagues better than any other member.
Hey, he said she ain't the strongest, bro. He don't agree with the fuck, whatchamacallit said.
She's strong enough to hold back one of Thanos' hands. She can tank base Thor's lightning.
This was a cool fight.
Raw energy to fly into a star and reignite it. And what if she pushes Infinity Ultron into the core of a planet and manages to put cracks into his vibranium helmet? And she can produce enough energy to punch a hole into space-time. More impressive is when Tony was lost in space by his estimate 1,000 light years from Earth, and Captain Marvel managed to find him and Nebula after combing through space for 22 days. Even if we ignore that she had to fly to Earth first, Carol would have to be flying and perceiving at over 16,000 times the speed of light to find this tiny little ship drifting through space.
No,
This
dead
is
ass.
debatably the fastest speed feat shown in the MCU if you don't include cosmic beings and deities. The
I haven't
mighty
watched that yet.
Stormbreaker was forged in the stated by Thor to be the only weapon that could kill Thanos. This is while he was with the Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket Raccoon being able to casually create cannons that can blow up a moon and a bomb that can shatter Ego's core. But the axe was the only thing that could beat Thanos. You could say Thor was referring to the enchantment that made it immune to the Infinity Stones, but we see it consistently cleaving right through Thanos similar to a healthy Vision. Lastly, we're told by Rocket the Snap Thanos release was
Power surge of ridiculously cosmic proportions. No one's ever seen anything like it.
he took this level of energy point blank twice.
No!
I
Oh
could
my
take a crack
god.
at this, but my brain refuses to calculate Celestials blowing up planets and creating galaxies, or how much energy you'd need to wipe out half of
Hey, don't even put yourself through that mental, you know what I'm saying, fortitude, bro. Don't even do that, bro. That mental hurdle. Look.
all life in the universe, including on a microscopic level, or how durable you'd have to be to endure that. So let's just say Stormbreaker can very least
Ew.
easily cleave through
Bro,
planets
that was a
if
good
he wanted
time,
to,
bro.
and just move on. Because after Thor inherits the Odin Force, is when things start getting interesting. After discovering he'd inherited his father's power, he was able to break the Rainbow Bridge with just one bolt of lightning.
Bro,
Whereas
one.
before he
Yeah.
needed 10 swings
Look
for
at that
Mjolnir to
shit.
break it.
Struggling.
Most insane is when it vaporized the Necro Sword, Null's sword that had previously decapitated the Celestial Nowhere and killed Falagar the Behemoth. A deity Thor stated played with black holes for fun, which is just just completely breaks physics.
That's just stupid. I didn't even know that. What the fuck? Plays with black holes for fun. Like, imagine being that strong for what? Just like what? For what though? You feel me? Like, why? Just playing with the black holes.
A number of levels. While his speed is
like you don't fear death like in the least, bro. Not even like 0.1%. Like, bro, you don't fear that shit.
wonky, it isn't accurate to say the time he was blitzed by Quicksilver is still the absolute best
Oh
speed
yeah,
he can do.
Mink. Ooh.
As we see in later films, he can consistently keep up with lightspeed characters like Thanos, which was after his Odin Force amp, so this bump in speed does make sense. And of course, his most infamous feat is when he survived the full force of a neutron star for
a few minutes, maybe more.
Real descriptive. But
Hey.
before we scale this, let's try to answer what full force of a star means. A neutron star is one of the most extreme celestial objects in the universe, second only to a black hole. However, its surface heat, even when concentrated, isn't that hot. About 600,000 to 1,000,000 degrees Celsius at the hottest. This is hotter than our sun's surface and still impressive as a feat. But something doesn't add up here. These aren't temperatures that we can't recreate here on Earth. So without a doubt, some alien world out there is going to have a forge that reaches that level of heat without requiring you cook yourself. But then why depend on a neutron star to build Stormbreaker? Why build a forge around specifically one of the most dangerous objects in the universe? Unless you're using more than just the surface's heat. Uru is one of the strongest metals in the MCU. Even vibranium can shrug off star-level heat. It seems more likely that when Eitri said,
"You're about to take the full force of a star,"
he really meant the whole thing. And not just the heat either, but the gravity, radiation, and pressure that comes with the heat. Assuming a few minutes means about 5 to 10 minutes, surviving a full concentrated might of a neutron star's surface and the cores is absolutely insane.
That is
Even
crazy.
on a low end. That's
That is
9
crazy.
times 10 to the power of 31 joules. That's like getting hit by 400 million SAR bombas worth of heat and force. That's more energy than our sun puts out in a week. This easily puts anything I've said in this video so far to shame.
That is ignorant.
Doctor Strange is an odd case. While he's nowhere near the strongest character on this list,
No,
he
but
certainly
that
has more
magic-
than enough at his disposal to turn
Yeah,
the tides.
it's gonna come in clutch.
After bargaining with Dormammu for many years, he had plenty of time to get used to using his spells and learn how to fight with the unintentional help of this other dimensional deity. By the time he faced Thanos with most of
Bro, if I was the Mamu, bro, that nigga would annoy the fuck out of me, bro. Leave me alone, nigga. Come to bargain. Imagine hearing that shit over and over again. But I would have crashed. Oh my god.
the Infinity Stones, he was able to trade blows with the Mad Titan better than most Avengers.
True.
Instead of listing off all of his magic, I'll go with some highlights. He can teleport himself and others instantly, create and manipulate matter, even able to grant it magical properties, bring someone to the mirror dimension, create force fields, knock one's soul out of their body, and given enough time, he can even brainwash someone or suppress their memories.
Come on, man.
What I consider to be the actual strongest Avenger,
Hey,
Wanda Maximoff, before
The
gaining
Scarlet
Darkhold,
Witch.
shows some of the most insane feats the MCU
the
has seen up to
Nexus
the point of
being
Endgame.
herself.
By her first movie, her chaos magic was able to casually rip through Ultron's vibranium plating, which
Oh, what?
earlier only fell off when hit by an Infinity Stone. She could read and control minds, ranging from chaotic mindless Hulk to the strong-willed Steve Rogers. And unlike before, where she needed to get close to someone to do it, through Heartbreak, she did this on a town-wide scale.
Crazy.
On that note, she can also create and manipulate matter, including vibranium. She's powerful enough to break an Infinity Stone, something very rarely seen in the MCU.
Come on, man.
Surtur would be able to do this, I guess. When
Come on, man.
enraged in Endgame, she was strong enough to hold back Thanos using all of his strength and smugly shattered his blade, which earlier shrugged off an
Mink.
amped Tony and chopped through vibranium like drywall.
Facts.
Then grabbed Thanos and ripped his armor to bits and did
About to
more
co- about to
damage
contort
than
that
the
nigga,
3-on-1
bro.
he had with Thor, Tony, and Worthy Cap. To avoid peeving off Superman fans, I'm going to try highballing as many of his feats as I can, although I am still going to mention
Look, bro, if you piss my day off, bro, they sensitive, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. See me, I could take, like, you know what I'm saying? I love these characters, bro, but they losing to a certain niggas. You guys sub reality, bro. Accept the facts. And then move on with your life, bro. Just enjoy the ride and the discussion.
balls too. And since his movie is still in theaters, I'm stuck using only trailer clips. Yay! His
that's
pressure
tough.
resistance is astonishing. Not only can he lift the kaiju's foot, it put its whole body weight onto him and he just barely budges. Based on how tall Clark is compared to the kaiju and taking into account of its natural body armor, this thing should weigh somewhere around
This was cool. This was a cool little moment in the movie.
He even carries and gently lays the guy down like a baby. A big, stomachless baby. On a slightly lesser note, he does carry
Bro,
an
who
actual
child was that, bro?
skyscraper. Likely more than one, considering these things fell on each other like dominoes. Striking strength is surprisingly hard to scale. Since he's always holding back, I can't exactly say punching the kaiju is the best he can do. I could try scaling and breaking bulletproof glass while not at top strength, but that's not impressive. I could scale him punching Ultraman, but he's literally a clone of Clark, and Superman is pretty much the only character he fights throughout the movie. I can't even compare him with other metahumans like the Justice Gang, as the things that—
Like, that's how I was saying. Like, this is like his first outing. You know what I'm saying? And again, like Marvel's, like MCU had 10 years. You feel 10 plus years. So like, yeah, it's like, and again, it's going off of the cinematic shit. So you know what I mean? Like, come on, comics, come on, man, stop, come on. But anywho,
they fights span from regular humans to the same monster Superman fights, and even then, they don't do much better than him. The best I got is when he fights Engineer, who passes out after falling from the Earth's atmosphere back into Earth and gets bit by Crypto. Based on this and his other abilities, let's just say at base, he's strong enough to easily destroy a building and move on. His speed is a lot easier to calculate. The movie literally gives us a unit of time to go off of. While seriously injured, it takes Superman 3 minutes to fly from Metropolis to the Antarctic, where the Fortress of Solitude resides. We later see him fly back at a casual pace, which brings him back to Metropolis at about the same speed. So we could say his casual top speed is about 111 kilometers per second, or Mach 325. However, later in the film when he learns Lex broke into the fortress is when I think we see his best flight speed. The film doesn't make it clear how much time passes before he makes it there, but let's be generous and
that
assume
nigga
he
was
makes
moving
the same
though.
trip in about 30 seconds.
That little girl
which would
pisses me
easily
off.
make him almost 667.2 kilometers per second, or Mach 2.
Like, you see what the hell going on. You can hear it, you can see it, and your ass has been, hi, what the hell your parents at, bro? Anyway.
1,000. This adds up as he and Crypto are seen chilling on the moon in the after credits scene. A trip like this would take about 10 minutes to reach. Also worth noting is when fighting Ultraman, he dodges one of his lasers. This, however, was done before it was fired. We even see a part where he's later hit by the same guy and he doesn't dodge it. If I stretch, there is a scene where he, in weakened state, and Metamorpho work together to escape the event horizon of a miniature black hole. This is pretty insane. However, we should take this with a grain of salt for a multitude of reasons. For one, Clark himself admits he can't escape the black hole if he got sucked in. While we can give him the benefit of the doubt,
Never mind. I said it. I don't know what video I said it in. It could have been the last one. I said a black hole Superman shouldn't be shit. I said that Ultraman might be alive because I mean it's a black hole Superman. Come on, man. Never mind. I guess not in this verse. You feel me? You cooked. That's crazy work. Oh my god, eyelashes. God damn.
and assume he meant he was too weak to fly out, Crypto also flies in and isn't capable of escaping without Superman and Metamorpho's help. It also doesn't work to assume he can fly this fast based on using his freeze breath alone to propel himself, with the help of Metamorpho. I'm mostly basing this on the assumption that Superman could fly at least as fast as him. Lastly, Ultraman supposedly dies by being sucked into the same black hole, unable to escape it himself, showing even a healthy Superman still can't do the same thing. But for the sake of highballing, I'll still count it as Superman's absolute best speed, and say he can just barely fly at light speed. Though, because of this, we can safely say his freeze breath is absolutely devastating if it's powerful enough to help launch them all away from the black hole. I'm sure some will try to point this out, so let's nip into the butt real quick. Supergirl supposedly flies from another solar system with a red sun back to Earth, which would make her many, many times faster than light. Problem here is she was under a red sun, and would need a ship to fly back. His durability is tricky to pin down.
I was thinking the same shit.
There are things we can point to. For one, he withstands the heat of a concentrated sunbeam shooting down on him, which was stated to be
292 times Saharan Prime, please, one.
which presumably means 292
Bro,
times.
like you can hear his bones cracking during that scene. I was like, nigga,
or
ah.
58 degrees Celsius.
I was like,
17,000 degrees.
I'm like, nigga, why are you in pain? But then I watched it again, like, oh, my fault. I'm like, my fault, my nigga. You did get your ass beat, and that dog did not help you jumping on you like that. I'm like, oh, and he could hear that nigga bones cracking during this scene. That shit was crazy. I'm like, ugh. Damn, Clark, you good?
Celsius. That's almost 4 times hotter than the surface of our sun. And he just tanks that for at most about 20 seconds. Some will probably say, based on his reaction, that this level of heat could actually be damaging him and his cells
he was hurt. His bones was healing and shit. That nigga was hurt. Like, that should not affect him at all. I was thinking the same shit in my head. Like, why he in pain from the sunlight? You know what I mean? But like, you watch it again, you can hear the bones crack. Like, he was healing, bro. That nigga was in pain.
Being him faster than the sun can burn him. But here's the thing. Not only is there no hard evidence to prove this, having your body heal from such extreme wounds in such an extreme amount of time would at the very least make you scream. Much later, he's hit with laser beams directly into
See, that would have been so much cooler if it wasn't showing the goddamn trailers, bro.
the eyes from Ultraman, and at worst, his eye sockets have a red streak across them. We could safely assume he had his eyes closed during this, because why wouldn't they? But this is really impressive, and could imply his laser vision burns even hotter than the Saharan Prime beam. And of course, he has no immunity to magic. Some honorable mentions. Superman is stated multiple times to be the strongest metahuman on Earth by both Lex and Clark himself. While we don't know how many metahumans there are yet, we do see a painted wall in the Hall of the Justice Gang depicting many different superheroes. I couldn't see every single one of them as it was only up for a few seconds.
I didn't even notice.
Another ticket just to double check. So if Captain Atom or some other overpowered character is on there, I will be willing to eat my shoe on a few things I said in this video. And since it takes him about 12 to 20 seconds to fully heal from
14 fractured bones.
Yeah, that nigga was hurting, bro.
Intestine, lungs.
Like,
And we
that
imagine
nigga was in pain. Like, nigga, he got his ass beat, bro. And then that dumbass dog kept oh my god, bro. Crypto, like, again, it was funny the first time, but then it started getting annoying. Like, nigga, you a badass dog. I hate badass dogs, and you a badass dog. I don't give a damn how cute you are, nigga.
basking under the hottest Sahara day ever recorded. It took a significant amount of time to heal from the same injuries. About 40 minutes to an hour if we're being generous. And that's with the hottest Saharan temperature. If we're under a normal sunny day, or a not so sunny day, he isn't going to instantly heal from wounds. And since there's no Crypto or Fortress of Solitude to heal himself, he isn't healing during this battle. So who wins? It certainly isn't going to be easy, but I'm going to say the Avengers.
Yeah.
Even if you disagree with my scaling for them and want to downplay some of the feats I mentioned and say Superman can blow up a planet, you can't deny there are going to be too many undeniable powerhouses going at him at the same time.
That he say W video, by the way. But I also want to say too, like I know the next project is like Supergirl, right? I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna guest star in that shit too, right? I want to say, at least I hope he does for a little bit. But like, yeah, this is the first film in this whole shit, and then the second film coming out in 2 years from now, 2027. So if no delays anyway. Then but in between that time, what else we getting besides Supergirl? What are we getting? I think they said we're getting like a Blue Beetle animated show, right? So, and I think that's gonna be like, you know, canon to this verse and whatnot. I know, we getting game tie-ins and whatnot too. I don't know if we get like a Superman game. That would be hard. I'll praise James Gunn for that. If we actually get like a Superman game, because that would be tough. It's long overdue. Because I don't know what the fuck Warner Brothers doing, bro. Superman, that shit will sell like hotcakes. Like an actual Superman game? Come on, bro. I'm still mad they canceled Wonder Woman, bro. Like, I'm like, thank you. Something that's not Batman. Ah, damn. But yeah, let this verse cooks. I know we gotta wait though. That's the problem with this whole situation. We gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, unfortunately, making movies, TV shows, and whatnot, that shit is not easy. It's time consuming. It takes a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, unfortunately, but hopefully the second one pays off. Again, I could watch this movie again. Like, it's not the worst movie that I've seen by a long shot. Again, Thunderbolts pisses me off. Like, I just brand new day. No, not brand new day. Brave New World. Brave New World. The best shit about that was the Red Hulk shit. The final act. I'm not even gonna talk about the Marvels. I'm not even gonna even discuss about that shit. And the TV shows, I ain't gonna talk about them niggas either. On me. This is not the worst thing I've seen. You know what I mean? I get the criticisms about the film, but Yeah, I could definitely watch this again. Shit, I might. Shit, I might. Just to hear that score again and see some of them shots. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean? And the fight scenes weren't bad. The fight scenes were bad. I feel like they could have been more. It could have been more, cause I mean, I think he only used the heat vision in the final act of that whole film. I think. Yeah, I'm like, nigga, what the? Yeah, but anyway, I'm yapping. W video by Zupa. You know what I'm saying? W's. But yeah, again, it's his first outing. Let him cook some more. He might do some shit. And they were like, oh, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see. We will see. But yeah, thank you for watching. We got some Dutch reaction. You know, leave a comment, like, all that good jazz. Let me know who y'all thought. Think who won in this fight. Superman, Avengers, let me know. Tight beat. Subscribe to Zupa. Give him the 3K. Go to 3K, just like me. But yeah, love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.